Don't start a business based on assumption. Don't start any business based on, just look at your neighbor who is doing pure water or doing something and probably making bread. And you think, wow, they're making a lot of money. And so I'm going to start this business, so that I can make a lot of money too and all that. The pasture is always greener on the other side. But when you get there, you discover that it's not as easy as it looks. Hello. You're welcome once again to ethical business nuances. You're welcome again. And the topic today is things people get wrong while starting a business. When you are trying to start a business, sometimes the zeal and eagerness to start may cause you to lose the sense of planning and so many other things that are necessary. These are things that we have gone through, and we would rather that some other people do not go through again. So it's sharing our experience. So, in starting a business, you don't start a business based on assumption. Don't start any business based on, just look at your neighbor who is doing pure water or doing something and probably making bread. And you think, wow, they're making a lot of money. And so I'm going to start this business, so that I can make a lot of money too and all that. The pasture is always greener on the other side. But when you get there, you discover that it's not as easy as it looks. Like a friend called me into making pure water at a point. But I know it's not the kind of business I would do. I always know the business I cannot do. I know the business I can do. I know I can't sell water. So I told her no. She was going to give me everything in total. Training and everything. I should bring my staff, bring everybody. The business is good, but I know I cannot do it. And I didn't do it. A lot of people went into, pure water production. And today, it's history. Everything is history. They are not doing it again because it is not the kind of business they can do, and they don't know how to actually go about it. This, my friend, is prospering very well in it, but I know it's not for me. So don't just look at some other people doing business, a particular business, and you see that they are prospering, and then that's what you want to do. No, that's an assumption. Do your finding. Decide and pray too. I will talk about prayer. Pray too. Is that where God is sending you? You have to be sure that that's for you. Then, another point is when you start out without a plan, which should be like a GPS to your business. A plan is a GPS because you have planned, this is the way we'll go about it. We'll start like this and then buy this and then grow it this way. Use this a particular amount. Then when we have when we have succeeded in the area where we spend that money, then we know that we can upscale it. Then even if you have a lot of money, don't put everything in at once. Start out small and then grow it. Then look at your your markets. Who are your target audience that you want to sell this product to? You have to be very sure about that, and that has to be in your plan. And then you have to target them and go for them, and make sure that the business is at a place where you can easily reach those targeted people that you want to sell to. And this will go a long way in ensuring that you succeed in your business. Then failure to do a comprehensive survey, it can be something else entirely. If you don't do your survey, you don't ask questions. Let me tell you, even people who buy properties, they come around. Apart from, seeing that the property is genuine and everything, they want to know, from the people living around, what kind of property is this? Who is this owner? Who really is this owner? What is the person's character and all of that? They want to know before they buy even a piece of land or a house. So the same thing goes for when you want to start something. I'll give you a typical example. I like to make it real. Real time example. Like in Anthony, I noticed something in Anthony when any tree starts, you just discover that they fade out. In fact, there was a particular one I watched very closely. I don't want to name names, but I watched this particular one very closely, and I discovered that somehow if you go to buy food from them, you discover that it's stale, That means it's not that day's food and all of that. So they weren't selling. That's what that says. Nobody wants to throw away what they use their money to produce. Maybe they don't usually take it away on time and keep it away on time, but it tastes still. But within a few, maybe 1-2 years, they had faded off. Now, let me tell you something about Anthony. Anthony is a place where there are traditional, food sellers, who are available there. Whatever you want. You want a wagon, you want pounded yam, you want rice, you want dodo, anything you want. Fish, everything. In fact, if you go to these traditional food vendors and you see their kind of mama, you wonder whether it is pumped. So all these people are there, and so these eateries, they don't usually do their research, and that is why it was dying. And I discovered that none survived until sometimes last year or so, when a particular one started. It is strategically located. I'm not talking about, going right inside Anthony, but when you are coming from Bagada, and you are trying to go to Ikeja, or you are coming from wherever and you want to pass through Anthony Way, you will see this eatery, very well located, and they are still alive and wealthy today. Let me tell you why that happened. It's because they are not depending on, selling to Anthony people alone. They are located where people who are passing by, people who take that route, can actually patronize them. So this was a very good, research, and they were strategically located. They are still located there today, and they are selling very well, and they are doing very good. And I've never heard about complaints about people buying stale food from them. So this is very important, that you do your research. Then not locating the business in the appropriate place again is another thing. As far as I am concerned, I've done so many businesses. The only one that I didn't carry to Abeokuta is my Adire business. I did Adire, and I normally do it by myself, and I sew it by myself, and then I sell out as sewn. Sometimes some of them are not sewn, they are just bought like that. But that was what gave birth to my fashion house, because people started buying from us. They will buy the one that we have made, and then they started bringing they started bringing Guinea brocade laces and say, make it exactly like this. So by force, by fire, we started making clothes, and that one too was a success, because somehow one thing gave back to another, and we succeeded in it. So locate your business well. I have sold fish. I located it in Ijora. That's where I sell. I'm selling computer now. I am in Computer Village. I can open branches all over the whole place, but where it is really happening, you just have to be there. If you really, really want to, to be around for long, because when the push comes to shove, people want to go to where they have many people who are selling the same thing, and they think they usually have price advantage, because the price from here and there, and then they can compare and pick from where is best. At a point, we actually opened a branch on Bode Thomas, on Bode Thomas, and then it was very beautiful place. We spent a lot of money to make it a retail center. Everything was so beautiful. Everybody want to have their space there, HP, Dell, and everything, because it was such a beautiful place. They tell me, what are we selling? No, they will price and say, oh, I'm going to Computer Village. That's where I will have the best price. And within 2 years or thereabouts, we packed it up. So the location of our business right now is really helping us. Okay, we sell to other places, and we have people who are like vendors to us, who are located in Ibadan, Ilorin, and other places. They take our product and they sell them there, and they pay us, and they sell and they pay us in advance and give us our balance as they are able to sell some of these products. So your location is very, very important. Stay where the business is predominantly located. Now, I think this goes a long way in ensuring that you do well in your business. And, you know, like I said, that location is very important. You know, some people wonder, how do you survive in computer village? There is what is called adaptation. You adapt. You adapt. Some people will say, I can't drive inside that place. I can't walk inside that place. But people like us drive, we thrive, and we work in that place, and we are doing well. Just think about it. If you pay attention to all these things, you will have a good start and you have a good success. And then there will be no looking back. You know, the upper position will be your position. This is my opinion, and I believe in biblical way of doing business. Please, whatever you do, make it ethical. Please subscribe, like, and share so that others can benefit from this as well. And then we might be able to reach a larger audience. Thank you very much.